Welcome to the Live Wide Open podcast. I'm your host, Randy B. Ramirez, the high performance mentor, and I'm here to lead you to become the best version of yourself. This show raises the bar for all the motorsport enthusiasts. Holding it wide open is just what we do. Being a good person is who we are, and living our lives to the fullest is the lifestyle that we choose. Yo, you ever sit there and fucking think like, God, I'm doing the fucking work. God, I'm doing the right thing. God, I'm doing the fucking things the right way, the way that I'm supposed to be doing it. And so why haven't you given me what I've been fucking asking for? Like, like, why am I still stuck? Why is this shit taking so long? Why is it still fucking challenging? Why am I struggling like a motherfucker when I know that other people who ain't doing the things that I'm doing are fucking enjoying life? Like, why? You ever sit there and think like that? I know you have, because most of us do. Most of us good people, it's like you fucking gotta really earn this shit. Which is why it makes it so challenging to be a good person, because you look out in the world and you're like, holy fucking shit. There's some fucking idiot, bad motherfuckers out there who are doing really good, but that's all temporary. That's all temporary. Here's the thing that I've noticed. When you ask for something that lasts, when you ask for something that's powerful, when you ask for something that's life-changing, something that's gonna fucking feed your family forever, that's not gonna come easy. It really isn't. That's gonna take every single ounce out of you. That's gonna challenge you. That's gonna foster you to grow. That's gonna foster you to become a man that you ain't right now. And so when I say that, bro, have you ever been in a time where you feel like you deserve the things and you've been putting in the work and bro, I've been there, man. Putting in the work, staying disciplined, showing up when you don't fucking feel like, and boom, still nothing. Fuck. No breakthrough, no big win, no nothing. Actually, you know what we'll get more of? More fucking pressure, more fucking stress, more fucking things on your plate. And then one day, it just fucking hit me. I was like, yo, what if all this shit isn't just God holding me back? Like, what if all this is just God building me up? What if this is God building my family up? What if this is God strengthening my family? What if this is God's way of giving us more faith, of us realizing that we need to count on Him more? Because what if He gave it to us too early? Like, have you ever thought about that? Like, if He gave you the shit that you really want too early, would you actually be able to carry that load long term? Or would you just let it slip away? Would you fuck it up? Would you go burn through that shit fast as fuck and then go back to who you used to be? Or go back to the life that you used to be, how you used to be? You see, God builds the man before He delivers the mission. And it doesn't come the other way around. He builds the man and then He delivers the mission. You don't get the reward first. You get the responsibility of becoming the man who can actually handle the shit that you want. And so when you don't get what you want immediately, good. Go become better. See, blessings without character, they become burdens. Like that was one thing I asked God for. God, don't let this shit be temporary. God, don't let this shit be a one-hit wonder. God, don't let this just be some quick success story. Fuck that. I want a legacy. I want to change my whole generation. I want to impact my family in ways that no one in my family has ever done. I want to change the trajectory of how we operate, of just everything around what we do. And so that takes work. That takes a massive amount of movement. That takes a massive amount of action. That takes a massive amount of growth in order to bring all that into existence. And of course it's going to feel like it's impossible. Of course it's going to feel like you can't do it. Of course it's going to feel like, like no one else around in your family has done it. So what makes you think that you can do it? Well, that is the reason why I'm going to fucking do it, because no one else around me has done this shit. Like, yo, blessings without character become burdens. Yo, you want financial success? Well, if you lack the financial discipline, then you're gonna fucking lose it. Because it matter. Like, this is why you hear about everyone who wins the lotto, they go broke. Very few people actually stay rich. Because when you get the financial success, if you don't have the discipline to keep it, then you fucking lose it. Same thing with your marriage. You want a stronger marriage, but you fucking lack the leadership, then guess what? It's gonna fucking fall apart. You want that next level of success, but you lack emotional control, then my dog, you're gonna fucking self-sabotage it every single time it gets challenging. So instead of giving you the outcome, guess what? God gives you the process. And so look at it that way so that you can change, so that you could reframe how you are looking at the scenario that you're in. Because I guarantee you that it's not the scenario that you're in, it's how you're looking at that situation that's going to determine your next move. You see, God gives you the process. He doesn't give you the outcome. And then in that process, what he does is that he builds patience. In that process, he builds discipline. In that process, he builds integrity. In that process, he solidifies your faith. So that hard season, know that it's there for a reason, bro. It's the fucking training ground for that next level of life that you want. But you think that you're stuck. You think that things are challenging. You think that it doesn't go your way. You think that why, right? But really, my bro, you're in training. Bro, you're in fucking the training camp. You're in the fucking SEALs camp. You're in the fucking, in the battle, creating the fucking savage man that is going to take your family to the next level. Pressure is intentional, bro. And the truth is that most of us avoid the pressure. If we knew that the pressure creates diamonds, then we would go get all the pressure we wanted. Because God doesn't waste seasons, bro. He uses them to forge you. The problem is that we let our minds dictate the scenario that we're going through, and then we go on this negative spiral of emotions. We fucking blow up emotionally, mentally, and we fucking self-sabotage our progress because we think that it's happening to us and not for us. He's literally forging us into the man that will lead our families to the next level. And so that season, like where money's tight, that season where progress feels slow, that season where like you feel like you just can't catch a break, that season when you're just questioning everything, my brother, that's where you learn to build trust. My brother, that's where you learn to fucking build grit. My brother, that's where you learn what you're made of. That's where you sharpen your habits. It's just like building a high performance machine. You don't just slap on horsepower together. No, bro, you reinforce that shit. You gotta put pistons, you gotta put rods, you gotta make sure you got forged internals in order to handle that fucking horsepower. And so the things that you want in life, the things that you've been asking God for, the things that you've been asking for blessings, have you ever thought about it that maybe you haven't received them because you're not ready to receive them? You haven't become the man who can actually receive them long term? Because if you receive them right now, would you actually have the bandwidth? Would you actually have the capacity? Would you actually have the discipline to keep them, to sustain them, to grow them? Because I look back at my life and like, yo, just a couple years back, I was so immature. I was so small-minded. And then I couldn't even realize the success that I had created for myself. And I was so fucking small-minded that I couldn't evolve from that. And so God had to bring me back down. God had to see me struggle. God had to build me back up. God had to literally break me in order to make me into the next version of myself. And so faith plus work ethic, what that equals is that the alignment with the promise that you're after, bro. You see, a lot of men get this shit wrong. Like you either pray and don't work, or you work and then you don't trust God. Because I know that's how I looked at things. Oh, I prayed and then I didn't do fucking shit about it, or I was just working, and I didn't fucking trust God with the process. And so the real power here, the real power that I've learned, the real power that I've learned to use is fucking both, bro. You put in the work and you trust God. And actually it comes a little bit before that. You trust God, you surrender, you have the faith, you create the belief, and then you go put in the fucking work. Because faith without action is empty. Action without faith is exhausting. I really know it. That's how you actually get burnt out, because you just grow up working, and then you have no faith, you have no belief, and you get punched in the face, and you get all this shit, and then you just don't get back up. Like you pray for growth, but then you avoid the hard work. Of course you're gonna get no fucking results. You grind not stop, but then you lack the faith. Of course you're gonna get burnt out. You see how those two work? But then when you trust God's timing and you execute every single day, dog, you become unstoppable. Not because like you're forcing the outcomes, but because you're aligning yourself with them. So my question for you, my bro, as we wrap up this episode is, what if the things that you were praying for is actually making you wait so that you could become the man who can actually handle them? Like, what if you looked at it that way? And so my challenge is just to stop asking, why hasn't it happened yet? And start asking, who do I need to become before it fucking happens? And then go work on that shit. Because God's not denying you, brother. He's literally developing you. So when this shit finally shows up in your life, you don't just receive it, you sustain it. So stay faithful, stay working hard, and hold this shit wide fucking open, dog. Let's get it. Yo, I'm driving the checkered flag deep in the ground, claiming victory for every single wide open warrior that's out there. My brother, this is your wake-up call. Break the chains, step out of the average, and become this badass motherfucker that you were born to be. This isn't just a Live Wide Open movement, isn't just a podcast. This is a mission that God has stamped in my heart, and helping you rise is a purpose I live for. So lock this shit in and hit that subscribe button so you never miss another episode. And yo, if today's message lit that fire in your chest, my brother, then don't you dare keep this shit to yourself. Fuel another brother. Send this to another motorhead. Send this to another gearhead. Send this to another warrior who's hungry for more. Because the truth of the matter is that building a better life for your family is non-fucking negotiable. You got people who are depending on you. You got a legacy to create. And those excuses that they keep popping up in your mind, they're never gonna feed the fucking table. That's why it's time to get up, it's time to lock in, and it's time to get to fucking work, dog. This is your moment, this is your mission, this is your movement, and wide open is the fucking way. Let's go!